Hey, what's going on? My name's Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you replace harmful patterns with new possibilities. In each episode, we'll explore topics that inspire you to be yourself, live your truth, and make lasting friendships. In this episode, we're going to talk about Independence Day, the last holiday we just celebrated. I'm going to share with you a story about my own independence, gaining independence from myself. You know what I mean? Are you ready? Let's go. A few weeks ago, I made a friend who enjoys ballroom dancing. In fact, he teaches it. That's awesome, right? He invited me to a ballroom and partner dancing event, and my brain lit up with excitement and curiosity. But almost immediately after, I felt fear and resentment. Fortunately, they had sent me this text message, so I had time to reflect before responding. At first, my mind screamed, yes! Because I was interested in having a new experience with new people and trying brand new things. I'd never been ballroom dancing, and it seemed like a lot of fun. I enjoy the company of the person who asked me to attend, and since they teach ballroom dancing, they could give me pointers in case I'd want them, right? But soon after, my mind screamed, no, don't go, because I was afraid. I was afraid of reliving a past experience of embarrassment and sadness. You see, over the years, I had several people tell me that I can't dance. They would express that I should feel even worse and shame because I'm black. Where's your style, Lee? I internalized it so much that I really truly believe that I don't have rhythm. And it's a bad thing. That second thought almost tricked me into believing that the best way to avoid the embarrassment of not being able to dance was to not attend. But I really, really wanted to try the new thing, and I really wanted to have a brand new experience. Have you ever wanted to try something new and then just feel like you shouldn't because you're going to suck at it, or you're going to be bad at it and people are going to make fun of you and it's going to be absolutely terrifying and embarrassing? Yeah, I had that feeling. But I wanted to be free from the past feelings about dancing. And to release myself, I had to acknowledge those past feelings. And then I had to choose how I would feel about the upcoming event. Do I want to be afraid and to feel resentment? Or do I want to feel joy and excitement? Instead of believing that I would feel like a resentful failure because I'm black and I can't dance, I told myself that I would have a joyful time just being myself. And this is what the transformation is. The freedom to be me and to be comfortable with it was what I needed. So I had to go inside myself to free myself because my outside world has not changed. And you know what? It wouldn't even matter if it had, because even if I did have a whole new set of dance moves, I'd still be carrying that insecurity from the past. And that night, if I had felt like that, it would have ensured that even if I have these brand new awesome dance moves, I'd feel less than and I'd feel lame, just like I did in the past. It was believing that my past experience will repeat in the future that's reminiscent of the old pattern of letting these outside forces determine how I feel inside. But I'm celebrating because I'm different mentally and emotionally. The difference between then and now is how I feel about the outside world. I'm comfortable with my lack of rhythm and limited dance skill. Believe me, I am. And embracing that has allowed me to feel enjoyment instead of intense fear or shame. So with that new reflection and new belief, I went to the ballroom dance believing that I would have fun I'd meet interesting people, and I'd learn something new and exciting. And I'm glad I did. In fact, I became so intrigued and curious about the amazing dance moves that I forgot that I was insecure about my own. I must have danced with 20 different people, and it was as joyous as I believed it would be. My friends, I had freed myself. I had decided on what my desired experience would be before I went to the event, and I had a wonderful time. I believe that you can do it too. Free yourself from the past thoughts and feelings that you've had. Gain independence by deciding on how you feel rather than letting the outside forces determine that for you. Being comfortable with yourself is key to making lasting friendships. I'll be right back with the Reddit friendship advice. Alright, this week's friendship advice is having trouble making friends with other females. I am a female of 22 years old, and I'm having a lot of trouble making friends with other females. I can make friends with guys sometimes, but most of them just seem to want to date me. I don't know if it's because I've grown up around a lot of guys, but it's really frustrating. I have always had trouble with friends, and I really have bad anxiety, which doesn't help. I feel like other females just don't like me. How can I make friends with other females? I think that I'm uniquely qualified to answer this question because, well, I'm a trans man, of course, and I've had experience making friendships with women as presenting as a female, but also presenting as a male and being attracted to females has been something too. So I understand what difficulty it is, but also to be attracted to someone that you want to date and presenting as a potential friend to them. But it gets complicated. It feels complex, especially at 22. And when I'm looking at this, I think, well, this person is young. I know that I'm not that old, but I'm being ageist here, right? But I know that I am almost twice their age. And I think that they have to have some experiences to help them get in touch with who they are, to be themselves so that they can connect with other people. That has been my experience. When I was their age, I wasn't sure about who I was or what I wanted. I knew that I just wanted to hang around people, but I'd find myself doing things that I wasn't really interested in. I half-assed. I wasn't really present for those friendships because I didn't know what I wanted. And I find this person being in the same position, thinking that they're in the same position. They're 22 years old and they're having difficulty making friends with females or women because they aren't able to open up and be their true self with them and connect with females in a way that, they would really want to. And I don't know what it is exactly that they want to talk about because they aren't very clear in their post. Like I said, like I read, that's the entire post. It is pretty short. But in order to make friends, period, you have to be your authentic self. You have to open up. And being your authentic self is really unclear, right? It's unclear. But the way to do that, it's a process. You go through life and you have experiences. And you log how you feel about those experiences. Your body and your mind, log how you feel about those experiences. And you keep them with you. They stay with you unconsciously. But as soon as you become aware of those feelings that you have about events, then you start to step into your authentic self, right? And it's not just about things that you don't like, but it's about things that you do like. You start expressing them to other people, discovering that you enjoy ice cream, for example, and you enjoy not just ice cream, but a particular kind of ice cream, and you share that with people. Like you have a hobby that you enjoy. You go on an adventure, or you go out there in life and you have experiences rather, and you find that there's something that you really enjoy doing. And so you do it again. You do the hobby again. You find a new hobby. You continue to do it. You play board games, you sew, you do archery, whatever it is, something that you've discovered that you like about yourself or like about the experience. You continue to have that experience and you tell people about the experience. You talk about the experience. You go to places that replicate that experience. And while you're there, you will find people who are interested in that very same thing. So there's nothing else that you have to do to connect to them. There's nothing that you have to try to be different, to have a gimmick to connect with them. You're just being your authentic self. And that's what it means to be your authentic self. Go and be honest with yourself about what you like and go do that thing unapologetically. Go do that thing unapologetically. And you'll find that you make connections with other people. Best of luck to you. Thanks for asking your question. I know that you didn't ask me to answer your question, but you asked someone, and there it is. I really hope this helps you. So best of luck again. My name is Coach Lee Hopkins, and you have been listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. You can find me at patternsofpossibility.com and on all social media at Patterns of Possibility. And as always, I want to encourage you to be yourself, live your truth, and there you'll make lasting friendships.